part of what we do here is the Ambassador Academy, training ambassadors, leaders from around the world to come here, understand what God's doing, and then return to their home country equipped. And where are we? We're standing at the burial place of Jethro, father-in-law of Moses. Together they set up the government of Israel, the very first government, as they headed to the promised land. And Jethro, right here in the Galilee, was buried. They honor him because he was such a lover of Israel. And many Christian Zionists, believers who understand that God's got a plan for Israel, unite in such a way as Jethro did. And another very encouraging thing is throughout history, there has been this Jew-Gentile continuum. There's been this dynamic dunamis of unity, where Jew and Gentile unite for God's purposes. I love the example of Jethro and Moses. But also, look at building the temple. Solomon and his friend Hiram from Lebanon. Well, it wasn't called Lebanon back then, it was called Tyre and Sidon. Floating those cedars down to build also the palace of David. That's because they came together. Look at Boaz and his Midianite Ruth. What about Joseph, right? When he saved Egypt from starvation, he saved Israel from being eliminated due to famine. Who was he with? Well, he had an Egyptian wife. This is something of this coming together, this unification. Look at the two spies that brought a good report of the land. These two leaders, just like the leaders being trained here, they came to the land and brought back a good report. One was of the tribes of Israel, Joshua, and one was a Kenizzite, Caleb, Jew and Gentile, coming together. Throughout history, we see this love to be the very tool that God uses to transform the world, fulfilling his word. It's always been Jew and Gentile, and always will be. Look at Golda Meir, President Nixon. Together, they were able to save Israel in the 11th hour from obliteration by Muslim armies who attacked these people who made Aliyah, these Holocaust survivors. Look at examples like Reverend William Hetchler talking with Theodor Herzl, Jew and Gentile. And I remember that Reverend Hetchler, he took the Bible of Theodor Herzl and said, you want to make a homeland for the Jewish people in Uganda? You're talking about maybe in Canada? Well, it says right here in your words, there's 700 promises that he highlighted or underlined, and it said, this should be done in the land of Israel. So when I look at the Druze people, as they await the Messiah, as Jewish people await the Messiah, you know what? It's a Messiah of peace. But we need to learn how to be together. I love to tell people, I say, the heaven that you seek to go to, do you know what it looks like? It looks like 12 gates, with 12 tribes over each, a name of Zebulun, Naphtali, Asher, over each gate. And on the floor, it's the apostle, Andrew, James, Yaakov, John, Yochanan, they're all there. And that is going to be such a working together that leads us there. It's not going to be by Yeshua is not coming back for two brides. One Jew, he's coming back for one unified bride. I love the word Shema Yisrael Adonai Echad. The word Echad is unified. Echad, coming together, two that come together. Yechid is singular one, but God himself is a unified God. We must be more and more like his image. Thank you, Jethro, for all that you have, the example you have given, and that your followers to this day still, it's cool to see how the Druze people still to this day, they say, we are unified with Israel no matter what. Even if wars happen, and they have happened, we will stand to the death to defend this land, Israel.